I think that it's so important to talk about the realm of Japanese entertainment because most of the games and shows coming out of the region are praised. The writing's good, visually their games look stunning, and most importantly, the people creating products actually listen to what their fans want. But lately, there hasn't been a lot of great news. We've heard about Bell's director calling for fan service in anime to end. We heard him talk about how other artists also agree with his stance, and now a renowned Japanese illustrator is coming forward to talk about fan service and the direction of the Japanese entertainment industry. But before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I'm going to be reading the Sankaku Complex article, and it says Light Novel Illustrator discusses reducing fan service. So during an interview with The Gamer, renowned illustrator Mel Kishida, who served as a character designer on some Atelier titles in anime, went over his work process and touched upon a topic that hits close to home for cultured individuals who despise censorship, fan service, and either removing it or toning it down in various Japanese works. Now, I talk a lot about censorship here on the channel because I feel like a lot of people overlook situations and brush them off. Yes, with some situations, a character's outfit being changed or dialogue being removed from a gamer anime might not seem like it's important, but it all adds up, and if we don't call out every instance we recognize, companies are going to change more and more content, and then we'll end up with nothing being unique or original, and unfortunately, we've seen tons of censorship in entertainment recently. It says the interview discussed Kishida's work in the upcoming game Blue Reflection Second Light and how the female characters are portrayed. Now, this is a game that a lot of people were initially interested in. It actually does look pretty good. I mean, I'm impressed with the initial screenshots that we're seeing of it on, like, the pre-purchase pages. It definitely doesn't look bad, at least in my opinion. The description doesn't seem bad, and a lot of the gameplay looks really nice. This is a graphically very good-looking game. The story definitely doesn't seem bad, and it's supposed to come out next month, so I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this title. Outside of Japan, especially in North America and Europe, the way younger females are portrayed is starting to change. Attitudes are starting to change, and with the first Blue Reflection, we weren't trying to be blatantly sexy. We just wanted the girls to show a little more character, like you'd take a second glance and your heart would flutter when you saw them. Now, a lot of people enjoy anime because creators and artists haven't been afraid to put fan service into it. They've stuck with their hearts and created what they wanted without listening to voices on social media doubting them and telling them to rethink their products, and unfortunately, that's starting to change. Artists see how vicious people can be on social media. They see how specific people online are willing to get creators canceled if they don't like their work, and these people are becoming more and more afraid of facing cancel culture vultures. I don't blame them for wanting to keep their careers. No one wants to be canceled, but at the same time, if they give in to outrage and change the whole industry, there's going to be people who've given up Western entertainment to focus on Japanese productions that'll stop supporting their industries. Anime and manga have been growing a lot over the past few years, but if they start to change the formula that works and that draws people in, they're gonna face a decline just like Hollywood and just like with comic books. I personally love anime and manga, and I want these industries to thrive. I want them to continue to grow, but if they start changing the formula and they give in to specific people in the West who are extremely angry about literally everything, they're going to lose fans like me. They're going to lose consumers like me. It says, I think focusing on fan service and making it the main aspect of games and anime is really starting to change. This definitely isn't what we want to hear. It says, not just myself, but the dev team are really feeling doing that. Compared to the first game, we're taking a different approach in terms of showing how appealing these characters are without having to rely on fan service. If you're a fan of Blue Reflection or we're looking forward to the next game, this is some unfortunate news because he's basically admitting that the whole development team really felt the pressures to get rid of fan service from their titles, and they're changing up their formula and rethinking how they're going to create their games. It says, for Blue Reflection and other titles I've worked on, I'm seeing a change in how things are being perceived and the attitudes towards them. If you ask me, well, you've drawn a lot of sexy illustrations, I would have to say that it isn't because I like or dislike them, it's that I'm creating things that fans and consumers enjoy looking at. Now, if a team really doesn't want to focus on fan service in a series because they genuinely want to go in another direction, that's fine. There is zero problems with that, at least in my opinion. But when they're admitting to changing their formula for specific reasons like public perception in the West, that's what I take issue with. They're not staying true to what they want to create. There are definitely people out there who don't like fan service, who don't like seeing sexy characters, but companies and illustrators need to realize they are not the ones buying their products. Those people know you've created content like that in the past, and even if you change up your formula, you're going to lose the people who have supported you over the years, and you're not going to gain new consumers. The ways of people in the West aren't really changing. These companies are just listening to a few really loud individuals on social media that are making waves and causing problems over this content, and again, they're not the ones buying these games or novels. It says this may be the sort of attitude that legendary mangaka Ken Nakamatsu warned Japanese creators about a year ago, where Western regulations and puritanical sensibilities controlled what Japanese people can and can't make, to the point where they will self-censor at the cost of their own projects. Now, this is unfortunate to hear about because I obviously want creators to be able to make whatever they want. If they want to make games with fan service, go for it. If they want to make novels with fan service, go for it. This is very unfortunate to hear about, that a lot of Japanese creators now are starting to self-censor themselves as well. It says if creators are only talking to people like the interviewer here, people who openly claim that fan service is disgusting with remarks such as games and anime from Japan can be some of the finest pieces of art in the modern world, yet they're also dragged down by weird, gratuitous experiences that can often feel juvenile, then it's a little wonder that people like Kishida believe everyone in the West feels the same way. I truly hope we don't see anime and manga be ruined. I really don't. I really hope that a lot of these creators listen to their fans, listen to real consumers, and actually see who is buying their products. And I hope they come to realize that the cancel culture vultures on social media that are complaining about their products do not buy their products and will never buy their products, no matter what they change, no matter what formula they mix up. It doesn't matter, because they will always look at your past and go, well, you used to create content like that. And that is a good enough reason for me to not purchase their games. I hope that they start to actually listen to their real fans, and I think that we're going to see an interesting situation with Blue Reflection, because a lot of people who do not support censorship were really looking forward to this game, and I think we're going to see quite a few people decide to pass on this title now that they've basically admitted that some of the development team decided to tone down the fan service in this game and decide to focus on what else they could do to appease people in the Western world. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.